Once upon a time, there was a man who contemplated the workings of nature. Through concentration and attention, he eventually discovered how to ignite fire. This man was named Nur. He decided to travel from community to community to share his discovery with the people. Nur passed on the secret of fire to many groups. Some benefited from this knowledge. Others, thinking it was dangerous, drove him away before they had time to understand the advantage they could gain from this discovery. In the end, while he was demonstrating to a tribe, the natives panicked. They attacked him and killed him, convinced they were dealing with a demon. Centuries passed. The first tribe that had learned to ignite fire entrusted the secret to its priests, who lived in opulence and held all the power, while the people remained in the cold. The second tribe ended up forgetting the art of igniting fire and idolized the tools. The third worshipped an image of Nur himself. Hadn't he brought the teaching? The fourth tribe preserved in its legends the story of the creation of fire. Some believed in it, others did not. Only the members of the fifth community truly used the fire, which allowed them to warm themselves, cook their food, and manufacture all kinds of objects useful for living. Many, many years later, a wise man, accompanied by a small group of disciples, was traveling through the territories occupied by the 5 tribes. The disciples were amazed at the variety of rituals they encountered, and said in unison to their master, "But these various procedures refer only to the art of igniting fire. We should re-educate these people." "Well, we will redo our journey," proposed the master. "When it is over, those who have survived will know the real problems and the right way to face them." When they arrived in the territory of the first tribe, they were welcomed with hospitality. The priests invited the travelers to attend their religious ceremony, the lighting of the fire. When they had finished, and after the tribe had expressed its excitement at the event, the master asked, "Does anyone wish to speak?" "In the name of truth, I feel compelled to say something to these people," said the first disciple. "If you want to do it, at your own risk and peril, I give you permission," said the master. The disciple stepped forward and in the presence of the tribal chief and the priests declared, "You are convinced that only priests like you can perform the miracle of igniting fire. But I tell you that this knowledge is a gift that must be shared, so that everyone can benefit from it. If you allow me, I can demonstrate it now, performing that miracle myself, even though I am not a priest like you. If I were to do this, would you acknowledge that you have been mistaken all this time?" "Seize that man at once," the priests shouted. He was taken away and no one ever saw him again. Then the travelers entered the next territory, where the second tribe idolized the tools used to ignite the fire. Again, a disciple voluntarily stepped forward to try to reason with the community. After receiving the master's permission, he said in front of the whole tribe, "I ask permission to speak to you as reasonable beings. You even venerate the tools with which a thing can be done, not even the thing itself. In this way, you prevent the advent of its use. I know the reality that underlies this ceremony." The members of this tribe, who were more reasonable than the previous one, responded to the disciple, "As a traveler and stranger, you are welcome among us. However, as such, since you know nothing of our customs and history, you cannot understand what we do. You are simply mistaken. Perhaps you are also trying to take away our religion or modify it. Therefore, we refuse to listen to you." The travelers continued on their way. Arriving in the lands of the third tribe, they found, in front of every house, an idol representing Nur, the original discoverer of fire. It was the turn of the third disciple to address the leaders of the tribe. This idol represents a man, who in turn represents a capability, and this capability can be exercised. "Maybe so," replied the worshippers of Nur, "but only a minority can perceive the true secret. Only the minority who understand it, not those who refuse to face certain realities," said the third disciple. "It's pure heresy from a man who doesn't even speak our language properly, and who moreover is not a representative of our religion," the priests grumbled. He was therefore not allowed to continue. The group continued its journey and soon arrived in the country of the fourth tribe. The fourth disciple addressed the entire people. "The story of fire is true, and I know how to ignite it," he simply said. Confusion spread throughout the tribe, which immediately divided into various factions. Some said, It could be true, and in that case, we want to know how to ignite fire. But when the master and his followers questioned them, they found that most of them wanted to use that truth to their advantage and did not understand that it was intended to promote the progress of humanity. The distorted legends had penetrated so deeply into the minds of the majority that those who believed they could represent the truth were often unbalanced and would never be able to ignite fire even if shown how to do it. Another faction stated, "It's clear that these legends have no basis. This man is just trying to deceive us for his personal interest." "We prefer the legends as they are," proclaimed another group, "because they constitute the thread that binds us. If we abandoned them and later found out that this new interpretation is not valid, what will become of our community?" And there were many other points of view. The small group continued its journey to the territory of the fifth community. In that place, the use of fire was an ordinary thing, and its members had other problems to deal with. The master then said to his disciples, "You must learn to teach because men do not want teaching. First of all, you must teach them to learn. And even before that, you must teach them that there is still something to learn. They believe they are ready to learn, but they want to learn only what they imagine they need to learn, not what they really need to learn. When you have learned all this, you will be able to find ways to teach. Knowledge without the particular ability to teach is different from knowledge plus this ability." This ancient parable from the Sufi tradition prompts reflection on the way spiritual tools, gifted to the world by beings bearing the fire of awareness, have sometimes been passed down through dogmas and idolatries, or used to manipulate the masses for selfish ends. Beyond this, it brings attention to the difficulty of grasping the essence of teachings and the complexity of transmitting knowledge without it degenerating. The tale is attributed to the dervish El-Bedavi, who died in 1276. These words are also credited to him. Men mock Moses and Jesus because they are completely insensitive, or because they have shut themselves off from the possibility of grasping the real meaning of the words and actions of both. According to tradition, El-Bedavi was accused by Muslims of preaching Christianity, but was shunned by Christians because he refused to accept their dogmas literally. If you discover the secret of fire, the best way to use it is for the purpose it was created for.